Okay, so today we're diving into a really wild story. It's got crypto, it's got celebrities, it's got politics, the whole shebang. We're going to break down an investigation into how over $20 million was allegedly siphoned away from supporters of a meme coin. And this coin was promoted by none other than Melania Trump. It all seems to come down to what looks like a classic textbook case of insider trading.
$21 million. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. According to the blockchain investigators who dug into this, that is the minimum profit that just one group of insiders managed to pull in. And how did they do it? Well, they bought up a meme coin before Melania Trump ever publicly announced it, and then, you guessed it, they dumped it on all of her supporters.
And that really brings us to the core question of this whole thing, right? How is that even possible? I mean, how could anyone know to invest millions of dollars into a brand new, completely unknown coin just moments before a huge public figure gives it a massive endorsement? Was it just some incredible once-in-a-lifetime luck? Or was it an inside job?
To figure that out, we've got to start by looking at the trades themselves. Because when you see the timing on these, well, perfect doesn't even begin to cover it. It's almost like they could see the future. Now, in the crypto world, there is actually a term for this kind of thing. It's called sniping. Usually, it means traders use these automated bots to buy a new coin within milliseconds of it going public. But here's the key difference, and it's what makes this whole situation so suspicious. The snipers in this story didn't buy the coin the second it went public. They bought it before anyone else in the world even knew it existed.
Let's just walk through this timeline, because it is absolutely stunning. Get this, 2 minutes and 21 seconds before the public announcement, a wallet buys 40 grand worth of the coin. Okay, then, just 49 seconds before the launch, a second wallet drops a massive $800,000. Then, boom, Melania Trump makes her post, the price skyrockets, and less than an hour later, both of these wallets start selling. They eventually cash out for over $21 million in profit. That kind of precision, it just screams that they knew something nobody else did. All right, so the trades are deeply, deeply suspicious. The next logical step for the investigators was to try and figure out, okay, who is actually behind these anonymous crypto wallets? And that meant it was time to follow the digital breadcrumbs. And this is always the biggest challenge in any crypto investigation, right? These wallets are specifically designed to be anonymous. So how on earth do you put a real name to just a long string of random characters? Well, as it turns out, sometimes people make mistakes. So how did they do it? Well, the investigators found a public clue. It was a wallet that had refunded Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports after he had a crypto loss. Now, thanks to some text messages that Portnoy himself actually published, the sender was identified as a man named Hayden Davis, who called that wallet his personal money. From there, it was just a matter of blockchain analysis, which connected that very same personal money wallet directly to the two sniper wallets. That was a huge breakthrough. So now with a name linked to these wallets, the investigation took another pretty interesting turn. The person of interest, this Hayden Davis guy, actually talked about the launch in an interview. And believe it or not, he didn't exactly deny being involved. In an interview about the Melania coin, Hayden Davis actually said, quote, "I was part of it. I think the team did want to snipe it because of how big the snipe was on Trump's coin." Wow. I mean, that is a stunning admission, directly linking himself and the project's team to the act of sniping this coin. Okay, so an admission is one thing, but investigators needed more. They needed some hard proof connecting the money directly to the sniper wallets at the exact time of the launch. And you know what? They found it in some leaked internal text messages. So before we jump into the texts, let's just quickly meet the key players here. The messages are between Hayden Davis's company, which is called Kelsier, his brother Gideon, and a firm they hired to help with the launch called DeFi Tuna. They were all in a group chat coordinating right before the big announcement.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting. Just moments before the launch, Hayden's brother Gideon sends a message. He asks an employee from their partner company to send $1.5 million in the crypto Solana to a specific wallet for, quote, the other tokens we talked about. He even makes a note that it's, quote, going to be tough at launch right before he drops the wallet address.
And this is where the blockchain comes in and confirms the entire story. The on-chain data shows that the exact wallet address Gideon provided in the chat did, in fact, receive that huge sum of cryptocurrency, just like he asked for in the texts. The digital trail perfectly matches the private conversation.
And here it is. This is the crucial point. That same exact wallet immediately turned around and sent $800,000 to the primary sniper wallet. Yep, the one that made over $18 million. And this transaction, it happened just 30 minutes before Melania Trump's announcement. This is the smoking gun. It's a direct, undeniable link from the team's funds right to the pre-launch snipe.
Okay, so let's just put all the pieces together. We have these incredibly suspicious, perfectly timed trades. We have a named suspect who basically admits his involvement, and we have text messages that show the direct flow of money into the sniper wallets. So, the final question is, what does it all mean? Well, what this all really comes down to is this massive gap between what the project promised and what actually happened. The coin's own website explicitly told buyers that all team tokens would be locked for 30 days, to prevent insiders from just dumping on them. But the investigation found that people connected to that very same team were able to sell over $21 million worth of tokens almost right away.
Now, it is really important to note what the investigation didn't find. There was zero evidence that Melania Trump or anyone in her immediate circle knew about any of this or profited from this scheme. The evidence trail points directly and solely to the external team that was hired for the launch.
And that kind of leaves us with this final lingering question. This kind of front-running. It might not be explicitly illegal under the current crypto regulations, which, let's be honest, are still kind of like the Wild West. But if you tell your investors one thing that insiders can't sell, while you are secretly doing the exact opposite behind their backs, is that just a clever loophole, or is it simply a scam? And that's really the question at the heart of this $21 million mystery.